You know, at one point in my journey, I thought that this could be a viable thought process, that God, whatever God is, him, her, them, they, whatever, could have been a piece of all of us. All of us could be a piece of that God, and everything in existence can be a piece of that God, so that this God can learn what it's like to have a human experience. And this was probably in my 20s, my late 20s, when I considered this as an option. But then the more and more I began to study what the concept of a God must be, then I realized that this just does not fit. It does not fit simply because if God is omniscient, if God is omnipresent, if God is all-knowing, then an all-knowing God can never lack the knowledge of anything. So therefore, to say that a God lacked the knowledge of a human experience would indicate that that God cannot necessarily be God, because it would not be lacking anything, because God cannot lack. The other aspect of it is that we are all pieces of this God. The all-knowing, all completeness of God can never separate itself or increase itself. It is always and must always be in fullness of itself. And therefore, if the ring that I'm wearing is a piece of God, then it would know that it is God, because it cannot be without its own consciousness of knowledge that it is God. If I am God, a piece of God, then I would know that I am God. There can never be a time frame that I don't know that I am God, because God must always be in full knowledge of itself. So therefore, I cannot be a piece of this God. This is where in the Hermetics, the Kabbalion tries to explain it and say that because God cannot never be not itself or have knowledge of itself, then everything in creation is merely the image, the thought of God. That we exist in the mind of this God, as the same that you can create universes in your mind, the same that when you go to sleep at night and you have dreams, that those dreams, those beings in that dream, you in that dream, every aspect of that dream is a mental creation that your mind creates. So the Kabbalion then states that the all is mental, the all is mind, an infinite intelligence of mind, and the entire universe exists inside of the infinite mind of the all. Kind of sounds like the simulation theory a bit, but the idea that God has separated himself, that God lacks knowledge of itself, if there is this creator in the image, in the thought process that man has created God, then that idea just does not fit. At the end of the day, if there is a intelligent designer, intelligent creator, we as finite beings of finite mind would never be able to truly and fully understand the infinite. That is why one of the most valuable things that the Kabbalion says is that when asked this question by his acolytes, Hermes pursed his lips. Either he pursed his lips because he did not know, or he pursed his lip because the people that he was talking to were not ready for the answer. The lips of wisdom are closed to those who lack the understanding. In order to understand or even know fully the consciousness of a creator being would be an impossibility for the created. Spider-Man can never know the fullness of Stan Lee. So what do you guys think? And always remember, you must free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.